Hello and welcome back to another episode of Rotherham Real Talk. So today we've got the assistant manager Charlotte on from the Vetro Lounge. How are you, Charlotte?
I'm all right, thank you. You?
Not bad, thank you. Thank you very much for coming on and sharing what's going on down there. So, do you want to introduce yourself, explain what you guys are doing down there, and then obviously a lot of people will know the hustle and bustle of the new Forge Island. So that's where you're located. So, just wanted just a little bit of a brief of what's available down there.
Yeah, so like I say, I'm part of the management team at Vetro Lounge. We opened, it's coming up to 4 months now since we opened on Forge Island. We are part of the Lounges chain,
Hmm.
so we kind of try and bring, as well as bringing in a cafe, bar, restaurant, bring in that kind of community as well to Rotherham, and that's what we've been trying to bring to Forge Island and try and get people kind of over the bridge to Forge Island, bring people to the cinema, kind of develop a little bit of a community as well within Rotherham. It's been
Yep.
going really well. We've been pretty busy. We've had, the daytimes are a lot quieter, but then the evenings, we pick up quite a lot. We're working quite closely with the cinema as well, because obviously they've got that, the Arc Cinema on Forge Island.
Yep.
They've been brilliant. If you've not been yet, definitely go and
I
pop to
have. I've
visit.
been.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it?
No, yeah, really good, and it's a really good addition to Rotherham, the whole like Forge
Yeah.
Island, and this is definitely. I was down with yourselves last week with the kids, and yeah, we
Yeah.
came in for a burger and some pancakes for the kids, so they loved
Yeah.
it. Before we went into the cinema afterwards. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What did you go and say?
It was a new film called Elo. It's about yeah, somebody getting abducted by aliens. It's a
Sounds
new
like
animation, a new
yeah,
animation film. But yeah, the kids enjoyed it. It was good.
yeah.
So
Good, good, good.
you touched on it a little bit there. Obviously, you're part of the lounges, which there's numerous
There are, yes.
scattered all over. And I know the one at the Falco Lounge over at Barnsley. I've been in there a few times. How many lounges have we got across the UK?
So we're opening the 300th lounge,
Wow.
which is incredible. They kind of reached the point now where we've decided we are going to kind of announce, yes, we are a chain,
Yep.
um, from having not for a while. And yeah, it's been. I've worked at the one in Chesterfield for a couple of years. I've worked at another, a few as well around, like Zorro Lounge in Stocksbridge, Costello Lounge in Matlock. They're just everywhere. They're hidden in plain sight, but they've
Yeah.
all got this kind of consistency. If you walk in and
You're
you're at
there,
home.
definitely.
Yeah,
No, you can definitely tell that from
yeah,
coming from going to the Falco Lounge, and you can come straight in and you get, yeah, it's like exactly walking into the same.
yeah,
There's the same theme, the same furniture. Yeah,
yeah,
it's all the same concept. So yeah, it's nice to see that the branding's on point throughout the rest of
yeah.
the branches. So just touch on a little bit of the Forge Island then. We know that obviously you part of the hospitality within Rotherham. What's what else is down there on the Forge Island? And I know you've touched on the cinema. I know that there's another restaurant, and that's mainly a
Yeah,
restaurant style.
it is. So at the minute, there's four venues open. So there's ourselves, obviously. That, like I said, there's the Arc. We've got Signature Dish, which has opened a couple of weeks ago, and they're a steak and seafood restaurant. I've
Yeah.
not been personally, but the staff are all lovely,
No, I've
and the
not
menu
been
does
there, but
look really good.
yeah.
And then we've got the Travel Lodge as well, which they were there originally, and we get a lot of custom from them.
Yeah, no, perfect. So, do you want to tell a little bit about what's on offer at your place, and then any events and stuff that are coming up, and
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
because I know you last time I come there was a little bit of a crafting thing on ready for the kids,
yeah,
obviously during the school holidays. So I know there's
yeah. So
lots of little things going on all the time.
yeah, so we do our absolute best to kind of go above and beyond, and as well as just a cafe, bar, and a restaurant. You're right. Can you go round from? All right. Sorry.
You're all right, don't worry.
Sorry. Um, so as well as just being a cafe, bar, and a restaurant, we've got, we do try and offer to the community as well, and try and do what we can where we can. So we've got, over the summer holidays, we've got what's called the Breakfast Club, which is just, little bit of like free breakfast for kids, especially, you know, considering like the cost of living crisis that is still ongoing. So we've got a bit of fruit, a bit of cereals, just 9 till 11 o'clock every weekday, just so parents can come in. You don't have to buy anything. They can just come in and help themselves. And that's, you know, that's been really, really good. Some days there's quite a lot of kids making the most of it. There was loads this morning. It was lovely. You know, just crafting a couple of little boxes of cereal, and it goes such a long way. And, you know, the parents are so appreciative, and there's no pressure to kind of, oh, well, you have to spend this to get it. You can just, you know, that's why we are a lounge. Like, you can just come and sit in, and, you know, there's nobody's going to judge you. As well as that, obviously we've got the craft table that's on till 4 every day now, and then we've got a couple of events on. Not too much, because we are obviously still functioning. Apologies about the background noise.
Don't worry, fine.
Not too much, because obviously we are still functioning as a restaurant. So we've got a paint and sip on tomorrow night. I've got a craft club on Friday, which is a couple of hours where, you know, I'll provide a bit of food and drinks for the kids. Parents can just relax, because obviously 6 weeks is a long time for them to be off.
It is.
So again, it's that, you know, they can go and sit at the other side of the lounge with a coffee and just not have to worry about them for a couple of hours, which things like that we just try and offer. As well as that, we do try and get into the community and do what we can. We were supporting Team TED Foundation, which is a Rotherham-based charity. We've been supporting those since we opened. When we opened, we had 30p from every burger and 20p from every coffee for the first month, went straight to them.
Oh, wow.
So that provided them with over £1,200 within a month, which was brilliant. And then since then, we've now transferred over to Rotherham Hospice.
Okay.
So we're in talks with them to try and plan out like what events and things we can do alongside them. Talking about sending some of the chefs and things to help out at some of their balls, which, you know, bit of fun like that. Yeah, our team's always up for that as well.
Good stuff. Yeah, I've seen a couple of bits on your Instagram, bits and bobs at the Zalt. You seem like a fun bunch and always getting involved with something.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, and then Rotherham Hospice and giving back to the community. And was it the TED? What was it?
Team TED Foundation. Team TED.
Yeah. So hats off to you and the management side to be able to organise that, and to be able to raise over £1,200 in a short period of time. It
was fantastic, and the impact that it's had on them as well has been fantastic.
No, that's amazing. So a little bit about the experience then, what you offer. What can guests expect when they walk through your doors, and like, is there any standout menu items, cocktails, and?
Oh yeah, so the idea of a lounge is you walk in and it's the same across every lounge. Someone will always walk up to you, "Hi guys, you're right," you know. We'll always do everything we can. I always kind of say it's like you're introducing people into your home. You know, like our staff will do everything we can for our customers to make sure that they are as at home as possible. We've got full standard menus. Our whole menu is served all day. So if you want to come in at 9 o'clock at night and have a full English breakfast, or a lounge breakfast as we call it, you can. No questions asked. Or if you wanted to come in at 9 o'clock in the morning and have, you know, a burger or our meze grill or something like that, again, you know, we're not bothered. You have what you want whenever. Honestly, hats off to you.
If you want a full English at 8 o'clock on an evening, why not?
Those people that stroll through the door at 9 o'clock and have a bacon cheeseburger, I think, are brilliant. So we do offer our whole menu. That's really, really popular. We've got a tapas menu alongside that as well, which we do offer all day. On a Tuesday, it's any three tapas dishes and a drink, or, you know, like glass of wine, pint, Cruzcampo, like, you know, sangria, glass of prosecco, anything like that. You get your drink for free. So it's £13.50 including your drink, which is pretty good. We've got our Cheeky Monday deal, which is any main or burger and a free drink or dessert with that. So you can come in and you can get a burger and a pudding, you know, with your dessert being free. That's a pretty good deal. And then alongside that as well, we've got our cocktail club, which is every single night from 5 o'clock. Any two of the same cocktails for £12.95.
Right, okay.
So that's, you know, that goes down very well on a Saturday.
I'm sure it does. Is there any? What's the most popular cocktail that you guys end up doing the most of?
Cherry Bakewell, 100%. 100%.
And what goes in that?
So it's got your Mount Gay rum, amaretto, caramel, and cherry juice. It's really sweet, and then it's so good. And we do that in a non-alcoholic version as well.
Does it taste like a Cherry Bakewell?
It does. I think it does.
It's crazy when
It's not better.
they do things like this, and
Yeah.
it's just like, actually, yeah, it does. It's
Yeah. No, they are. It's such a
yeah,
fun one as well.
brilliant. So I know you've only been open for, is it 4 months?
4 months. Yeah, this next couple of
Four
weeks.
months. Have you got any stories that you can share or memorable moments so far in the beginning chapters of the lounge?
Oh, I think my biggest one, and it is kind of before opening, was on the build. So
Okay.
in terms of, we didn't kind of have a lot of external help with obviously, we had a lot of contractors who came in and did a lot of the electrics and stuff, but in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah.
putting the chairs, tables, things like that in,
Yeah,
that
the
was all
whole
kind
team
of
got
done by the
involved with all
team.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually
So
getting it ready.
a couple of days before, we had all the chefs in helping set the kitchen up.
Yeah.
We didn't just walk into a lounge that was fully set up. We had to, the day before, we carried all the chairs and tables across the bridge as a team and like set them all out and things like that, that I think kind of made it ours,
Yeah.
as opposed to just walking into this brand new place and going, okay, now do your job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That kind
You
of
have
like
time
development team.
to
Yeah.
well, to bond and grow as a
Yeah.
team, and knit
Yeah.
together, and
That's
then
it.
set up and work out where you want stuff to be able to operate
Yeah.
as you want,
And
rather than just giving the keys
yeah.
to everything.
And just having a completely clear bar that everyone just kind of decided, okay, we're putting this there and that there, and where are we
Yeah,
going to put
make it
the
work for you.
tables, and yeah, things like that. They were, a lot of fun. I think that is my most memorable moment of it
Brilliant.
all.
So on the back of that, then, so what's been the most challenging since opening the lounge so far?
Oh, I think the unexpected. We opened, and obviously we didn't really know how people were going to take us, whether we were going to be really really quiet, or whether we were just going to be busy. And I think those first few weeks we were pretty much full on, like, your Monday and your Tuesday night, and we didn't really expect that. It was,
Yeah.
it was fantastic, but I think the team had to very very quickly adjust to, like, oh, okay, we're a bit more popular than we thought we'd be.
Right. Okay.
And since then we have gotten, like, we're managing our, like, kind of busier shifts a lot better. But I think that was a bit of a shock at first.
Yeah. So
As much,
the busy periods wasn't the
yeah,
expected Friday, Saturday night.
yeah,
It ends up being that the Monday, Tuesday.
yeah,
Well, like, well, this is quite busy. Not
yeah.
expected, and then I suppose like reevaluating where we need the staff levels to be because
That's
of
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, like, unknown that we kind of didn't really expect, although we had a lot of support from other sites, and, like, from our operations team's been brilliant throughout it. It was that kind of like, oh, okay, this is up, we've actually got to do this now, like this, this lounge that's been in the planning for so long, we're
Yeah,
running it.
I suppose that's it. When it's brand new, and then especially on a brand new development like the Forge
Yeah,
Island, you don't know how well it's going to be received
yeah,
when you
yeah.
open. So yeah, I suppose that would have been a big challenge to it.
That's,
You
yeah.
can try and predict what typically our
Mm,
lounges are more busy on these times, but yeah, I suppose every lounge is completely different depending on the
that's
setting and
it.
where it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Um, so how does we've touched on this a little bit. So how is the business engaging with the local community and the other Forge Island tenants at the moment to draw more customers in? So I know you've done the Team Ted and
Yeah.
liaising with the cinema.
I
Um,
think the cinema's the closest at the minute, in terms of, we work very, very well alongside their deals that they have on. And I mean,
yeah,
the team there are fantastic. All the girls there are lovely.
yeah,
They come in for food and we pop over and see them. Like, they're kind of the same as us. You walk in and you're always kind of greeted with a smile.
yeah,
But we work really well alongside their deals. So, for example, tonight we've got our Tapas Tuesday deal on. So you can get a board of tapas and a free drink, and then you can pop over to the cinema where all your tickets are £6. So
yeah.
you can get essentially a day out each for £20 and food, which
Brilliant.
is, fantastic. Um, so
Yes,
yeah,
you've started to create your own little community on the Forge Island.
that's it. Yeah, and kind of like keeping people. That I think, especially as more units open, and as people kind of realise that we are here,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a bustle, which is brilliant.
Yeah, is there anything else on the grapevine? Because I know there is a couple of units still in
Yeah, so
development.
I'm not personally from Rotherham, so I wasn't really aware of all this kind of going up. But I know there's been a talk of a dessert shop
Right, okay.
popping up, and then there's a lot of people asking about the empty units, who are, like, oh, that'd be good
What's
there, or
happening?
that'd be. So it's quite interesting knowing what will,
What else is
kind
going
of.
to pop up?
Yeah, there's a lot of rumours, but I'm not 100% sure yet what is
Nothing's been
going there.
set in stone yet.
Yeah,
So yeah, looking forward a little bit then. So what's the future plans for the lounge and further developments for partnerships and any new launches or new events and ideas that's going to be coming into place as you grow as a, I know it's relatively a new
Yeah.
lounge, but what's the future and like more 2 or 3 year goal?
Yes.
Where's that going?
So that's something that actually does excite me a lot. So we're kind of looking to create a bit more of a schedule in terms of doing like a bi-weekly quiz, doing like, like our paint and sip nights are really popular. So doing those more often and kind of setting a bit of a schedule with those and just getting
Yeah.
people booked into them. At the minute, they've not been too frequent because we
Okay.
are still kind of getting used to it. And obviously, in the first few weeks, we weren't going to be putting a quiz on
Yeah. No.
because we were still trying to figure out how everything worked.
Yeah.
So it's kind of getting used to that and putting them on, so people know, oh, we're going to Vetro's quiz because it's on this day and it'll be on this day and they can plan it ahead.
Yeah.
Then I know it's a long time away, but obviously we are looking into Christmas.
Yep. The
Because it's
dreaded word.
hospitality, people want to know what's happening. So we're looking where, who we can support over Christmas and like, sending people out with presents and things and trying to do what we can there and still working alongside kind of our engagement with the younger, like our little loungers, like the younger generation,
Mm-hmm.
and see what we can do over Christmas with them. Maybe a breakfast with Santa, but
Okay.
don't hold me to that. But that's something that we are looking at doing.
Well,
And
just
then
remember this is recorded.
I know, I said it now. And then a couple of years down the line, I don't know, to be honest with you. It's like
So
when you look up,
how much freedom do you get from, obviously, I know the lounges is obviously 300 lounges across the UK. There's
yeah,
obviously the big operations
it is, yeah.
behind the scenes. How much freedom do you get as the management at your lounge to yeah, how much flexibility have you got to say, right, we've got a demand for this, so can we do this? Or
So we do get quite a bit, to be honest. We have what's called a community fund, which we
Mhm.
get a yearly budget, which we decide what we want to do, how we want to spend that. So, for example, things like the breakfast club that we're running, our
Yeah,
crafts that we're running, our paint and sip, our quizzes, things like that. All the interaction that we have with like the community. So, anything with like local charities and things that we do, we have that budget there. We choose how we use that. So, we're kind of like saving a bit of that for Christmas, see what
yeah,
we can do there, and then it's kind of still getting used to Rotherham and to what the people of Rotherham want,
yeah.
and kind of deciding how we're going to spend that going into next year. And
Yeah, I
at the end
suppose
of it,
as it gets older and the lounge develops,
yeah,
that'll come into fruition. I think when what you need to do and when and how to plan forward for yes,
yeah,
Christmas, Halloween,
I
etc.
know,
Put
yeah.
them that events and
And as much as
bits
we
and
offer
bobs in
something for
place.
everyone, I think it's kind of understanding where our demographics stand.
Yeah,
And everyone is welcome, and we do. We've got every age group, everyone comes into the lounge, but also kind of understanding
yeah.
what
What the
what
community
things.
wants from the lounge.
Yeah, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, it sounds for you've got lots going on in the background, so that's good. Um, so what would you say that makes Rotherham a great place to have the new lounge located there? What was the one of the deciding factors of right? Yes, we need a lounge in Rotherham.
It's quite interesting actually because I'm not from Rotherham,
Hmm.
and I've honestly only ever been like to Rotherham a couple of times. And so then when this came up, I was working at one in Chesterfield, which is an old post office, and that's
Okay.
kind of how I believed they were, like quite like old disused buildings. And then I came to this one, and I was like, oh, wow, this is
I'm
incredible.
new.
It's just on another level, isn't it? And I don't know. I feel like we're trying to offer that kind of like, I don't know how to put it, almost like that kind of like diversity and just a bit something new, something different
Yeah.
that just kind of like levels Rotherham up a little bit and makes it more the
Okay.
place to be. Instead of you don't want one of those places where people are like, oh, we don't know where to go out. There's nowhere to go.
Hmm.
You don't want to go there. There's nowhere to go out. Like we want to kind of be that place.
Right. Okay.
I
And
don't know if that kind of answers your question or.
a little bit. We'll go with that one. Um, so I know you obviously we've touched on the Instagram a little bit. So is there any other social media platforms and bits and bobs where people can see what's up and coming? I haven't seen any of the chef doing any silly dances or anything yet. So
No, they take a lot of persuasion. So I think if
so maybe
people,
I can get them on
yeah,
that.
yeah, if people want to drop us any messages and
Put
show
anything
how much they
forward.
want to see it, because yeah, they do take a lot of persuasion to leave the kitchen.
I'm sure we can get that sorted.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are other social media platforms and things? Where can people find you to follow you and interact? And yeah, can you book
So
tables through there and book
we can.
things?
So we have an online booking portal on our
Okay.
website. So any tables over the 6, we'll take bookings for, because obviously we
Yeah.
know like people like to know they've got a table reserved. We have got plenty of tables, so we don't need to take bookings for less than 6. You're welcome to book.
Yeah.
You don't need to book a table for 2. It's kind of like that kind of casual, just walk in, we'll
Yeah.
sort you. We do post on our Facebook as well, and then I do events as well. So you know how you like listings and events, you can see who's
Yeah.
interested, how many people are going. That's sometimes a bit clearer for people. And then
Yeah.
obviously Instagram as well is more kind of like your aesthetic food and drink posts and things like that.
Yeah. And then so is that the best place to find out what's going on and what's coming up and like new drinks and new bits on the menu and
Yeah,
new events happening? Is that where it tends to get posted first and then
Instagram
they'll
and
put that
Facebook tend
onto?
to be, they tend to post go up at the same time, just to kind of keep everybody in the loop together. So when we launch our new menu, which
Yep.
is coming soon, that'll all go up together.
That'll all go on there and then it'll
Yeah,
roll onto the website. Yeah.
yeah.
Brilliant. So is there anything that you thought I might ask you that I haven't so far, or anything that's up and coming that you might not be able to share with us, but you will do? Any little
No,
secrets in the background?
little secrets. We have got a new menu launching, but that will be site wide anyway, so that'll
Yeah.
be exciting. And I think the whole team's excited for that, because we're very, very lucky. We do get our food and drink on shifts,
Okay.
which is brilliant. But also the concept of a new menu is exciting the team a lot. So as soon as we've got more details on that, that'll be out, and I know that'll bring a lot of people in as well. Hearing
Yeah, so
what.
do you all you guys will be able to get the like new taster menus and this should be on the menu,
Yes,
that shouldn't be on the menu
yes,
and brilliant.
yeah. And this is what it should look like. This is what we expect. This is our standard, and that's
Great.
kind of how we go about it. And then when we launch it to the public, we're all ready.
Yeah. So yeah, none of you gonna go home hungry.
No, no. That first day we go in and we have what's called a cook off, where we cook one of everything.
Right, okay. And then you're all to go in and try
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So we don't go into a new menu blind. So it's really good.
Really, do you want to touch on what sort of team have you got there? So I like how many staff members. What sort of level of operations
We've got
have you
just
got?
under 30 members of staff at the minute.
Wow.
It's become a fantastic. What's amazing is how close people have got so quickly. I think a lot of that was from the build. So we hired a lot of people before Vetro was even a thing,
Yep.
and I imagine a lot of them were a bit unsure. And a lot of
Apprehensive.
people have said it's a lot better than they expected,
Hmm.
because obviously they've gone for a job at a place that didn't even exist yet, and
Yeah,
kind of
brand
been
new.
told, oh yeah, well, we'll open it on this date, but before then we'll just we'll do some. They all trained at either Zorro Lounge in Stocksbridge or Falco Lounge in Barnsley,
Yeah,
with this kind of like concept of a lounge that are we still building your lounge?
yeah,
So then when everyone was put together at Vetro, I think honestly there's such lovely people. Everybody's kind of been hired for the reason that they do love people and they love hospitality.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, there's been some lovely friendships that have formed as well. We've got people who'll come in before and after the shift and have a drink and have a chat, and it's really nice.
Yeah, no, I definitely saw that when I was down there last week. Um,
Yeah,
Everyone seems to be getting on really well, and there's where's this, where's that, and pointing people in the right
yeah,
direction. And I know my little ones were pestering quite a little bit with was that one of these pencils. We need a pencil sharpener, and someone that was fascinated. Pencil sharpener that they got passed by because it was a little shape of a
yeah,
rabbit. I don't know
yeah,
where that came from, but
yeah.
they were fascinated and they just wanted to sharpen the pencils then because
Hostage.
it looked like the rabbit was eating the pencil.
Yeah,
That was brilliant. But yeah, all the staff were really helpful and friendly and like I say, interacted with the kids and just made that experience a little bit
yeah.
special rather than just going to get something to eat and drink. It
That's
was
it. We try and do that little bit extra. That's we're not like harassing people when they're there, but just kind of like take a couple of minutes and just interact with customers where we can.
Mhm.
obviously we know some people are coming and they've got a meeting and they want to kind of get on and be left alone, and then obviously we understand that. But if a couple come in and they just have a bit of a chat with them, make sure that they're okay. But find out quite a good conversation that we've been having a lot is obviously, what do you think to the lounge? This is your first time, and the general feedback that we've got has been brilliant.
No, and I know a lot of people that are within my network has come back and said, "Oh, well, yeah, have you been to the lounge yet?" Everyone, all the feedback's been brilliant. So we'll be going again, and we'll be doing this, and go grab a coffee there at some point, and No, I think it's fantastic, and I've seen a couple of the other lounges, especially the one over at Barnsley. You've definitely. Well, yeah, I wouldn't expect anything else after 300 lounges across the.
They know what they're doing by this point.
They definitely know what they're doing, and they've got it down to fine art now. And you've definitely implemented what you've got over at Barnsley. That's definitely been implemented at Rotherham now, and you can definitely see that, which is brilliant. Because I think Rotherham definitely needed something like the Forge Island.
Yeah, that's been quite we've heard that quite a lot actually, that people kind of didn't know where to go out, and that this is the place that they wanted, and it's quite nice to hear.
No, it's definitely a massive benefit to the city centre. Yeah. Where have I got to? Event wise. So I know you've touched on the quizzes. And did you have is it a music quiz on a Monday? Is it?
We had a music quiz last night that was really good.
Yeah. So is that a monthly thing, a weekly thing, or bi-weekly?
We're looking at doing it bi-weekly, depending on what else is going on, but at least doing like kind of a couple of like events with with the community.
And then getting more consistent with. These are set times so people know when the events are coming up.
Yeah, and it's understanding what's popular. And obviously with the holidays on, I've got the the kids' summer party that's on Friday. So obviously that'll be a one-off, but this is the first time we've done it. So if this goes well, we'll do it on the next holidays. If it doesn't, we might reconsider and do something else, and just kind of seeing what people want.
Yeah, what the community wants from the lounges. Yeah. No, I'd say so the best place to find you guys then is obviously either come down and see you in person, obviously. Yeah. Go down and see and have a chat with the members of staff because they're all friendly and lovely. I've met a few of them. I definitely haven't met 30 of them, but I didn't realise how big of an engine you've got there. But obviously, I know that there'd be quite a few in the back office and in the kitchen. But I definitely saw 5 or 6 members of staff while I were there, and they're all lovely. Yeah. And then obviously keep yourselves open on your social media accounts and. Yeah. Make sure people go over and follow that. So I'll stick your handles in the show notes so people can quite easily go and find you.
Any questions, just drop me a message as well, because we do our best to get back to them.
Yeah, you definitely got back to me promptly over on the Instagram.
Yeah. So any questions?
Yeah, have you got anything that you'd like to say out to the listeners? And
no, I'd say if you've not been, come and see us.
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome. We're kid friendly. We're open till late. You can bring as well. I think that's a question that is commonly asked. You can bring kids until late, as long as you're okay with it. We're also dog friendly. We get a lot of people stood outside going, "Can I bring the dog?" Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably bring them some treats. So as long as you're okay with that, yes, bring them in. So just come and see us and see what we've got to offer. Have a look at all our menus are online as well. We've got full vegan, gluten-free kids menus. I think it's one of them. It's one of those places you can find something for everyone.
No, and I 100% recommend it. Yeah. The lounge is definitely well needed within Rotherham, and it's brilliant. So we'll leave it there. I thank you very much, Charlotte, for your time. And I know you're busy and you've got 30 members of staff to look after. So I'll let you get back to it. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. You take care.